Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Oralia. I'm so happy to see you. Today's video is going to be my very first Q&A video and small life update. If you are new to my channel, the videos that I post are all around style and fashion for plus size women. I am a firm believer that life is way too short to live without style. I post 1 to 2 times a week, so if you enjoy my content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss anything here on my channel. If you're a returning friend, hi, I'm so happy to see you again. I recently posted on my Thrifted Look for Less video that I was going to be doing a Q&A video, as well as I posted in my community tab asking if you guys had any questions for me, anything that you wanted to know. And I did get quite a few questions, so thank you so much for providing me your questions. And then also there is going to be a small life update at the very end of this video, so make sure to stay tuned to find out, what's coming up. Let's go ahead and dive into the Q&A. The first question that I have is from my dear friend, the lovely Carla from Real Chicks TV. Hey girl, how you doing? Carla asks, how can you hide a tummy? There are a lot of visual tricks that you can do to hide your tummy. The first thing that I would say is embrace your shape. No matter what shape you are, embrace it. And you always want to wear things that play up to that shape. But sometimes we might want to change the lines of our body, and there's nothing wrong with that. What you can do to help hide a tummy is you can wear longer tunic style shirts, sweaters, things like that to help just wear it and let it glide over the belly. Wear it with some leggings, some skinny jeans, some boots. You got a great look on your hands. Add a hat and a really nice scarf or a necklace or something like that. You've got a fantastic look. You can also do what I do, and I wear a lot of cardigans and blazers and things like that because I call it hiding a multitude of sins. Covering things like that drape over the body and drape over the belly is a good way to help camouflage it and minimize it. Another thing that you can do where blazers are concerned, and this is a style element that you want to look for in your blazers when you go to buy them, is make sure to buy single-breasted blazers. If you are an O shape or a round shape, or some people call it an apple shape, make sure that one of the buttons, the top button preferably, or the middle button, buttons right under the bust at the smallest part of your body, and that way everything is locked and loaded, and it's very slimming, and it also gives the illusion of having a waistline. So that is a nice little visual trick that you can do. I would say probably the best advice that I could give you as far as hiding a belly, especially when it comes to wearing tops and dresses, wearing something that has some ruching, and preferably you want the ruching to be on the side. What that does is it breaks up the line around the body, and it creates a lot of movement for your eye, so your eye doesn't see the roundness of your belly. Your eye is busy looking at what's going on with the ruching. So that's a great trick to help hide a belly, because you're not only bringing attention to one side of your waist, which actually gives you more of a waistline, you're also confusing the eye just a little bit, and you're creating some movement, and you're draping over the belly. I think that ruching is probably one of your best friends, and this applies to any body type. I think ruching is one of those style elements that is good across the board, but especially for those of us with an apple belly or a round belly where we may want to camouflage it a little bit. So hopefully that helped you, Carla. Right. The next question that I have is from Maria. She asks, am I a full-time influencer, and if not, what do I do? No, I am not a full-time influencer. I would consider myself a part-time influencer that wants to be a full-time influencer. I'm going to be perfectly transparent here. I would love to do this 100% all the time because I have so much fun providing and producing content for you so that it can help you to live a better, easier, happier, best dressed life. I do make a little bit of money off of what I do here on YouTube, but I don't make enough to call it a living. It's hardly a living. I have links to a lot of the products that either I'm wearing or that I'm showing, and those links are, for the most part, like 99% of them are affiliate links, meaning that I get a little bit of a commission off of that when you click on my link and you buy. I do this because it helps to support the channel, because I'm going to be honest with you, regardless of genre, doing YouTube is expensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money on equipment, but you do have to get yourself quality equipment. You also have to buy product to continue showing. My following is not big enough that I am gifted product. I actually buy everything that you see here out of my own pocket. And it's just because I have a love of sharing these things with you, of sharing style tips with you, and in some cases sharing products that I'm absolutely loving. Now, what do I do? Because I am not a full-time influencer. I work in corporate America. I am in marketing, and I work very, very closely with our technology teams to stand up marketing technologies. That's what I do for my day job. Elaine asks, are there any styles, outfits, or clothes that women over 40 should not wear? You know, that is a tricky question because I don't like telling people what not to wear. I don't like to group it into age because honestly, if you feel really good in what you're wearing, if it truly resonates within you and you really, really like what you see and you really, really feel really good in it, you feel great. It doesn't really matter what other people think. Wear it and rock it, because fashion should be fun. Fashion is a form of self-expression. Fashion also is very telling though about what's happening inside your head. When you think about women who dress in a non-flattering way, there's usually something happening up here that's causing them to project that image by what they're wearing. If we're looking at generalities though, I don't like the term age appropriate, because what is appropriate anyway? It is more wearing trendy things or wearing what younger people are wearing, but adapting it to your life where you are right now. One example that I use is over the knee boots. A lot of the young girls are wearing over the knee boots, and boy, don't they look cute. They look fabulous in them, but you know, it's like, oh my God, can I pull that off? Well, yes, you can. You just have to modify it to fit your lifestyle. So those are just some of my thoughts on what you should and shouldn't wear. Always wear what you love. Don't wear what you don't love, and adapt the trends and what you see the younger girls wearing to where your life is today. Nicole had a couple of questions for me. So I'm going to start out with, what did I discuss in my first YouTube video and how did I feel after I posted it? Oh my gosh, this was really cringy, Nicole. I looked at my first video this morning. My very first video was, allow me to introduce myself, like anybody really cares. I don't know what I was thinking in posting that video, truth be told, now that I look back on it. You know, it was posted to all of the 5 people that watched it. And it was me talking about why I wanted to do YouTube and what I was planning on doing and things like that. And frankly, it's not what I'm doing today. I started YouTube by doing beauty. Beauty is usually the entryway, so to speak, to YouTube. I have since evolved. While I love makeup and things like that, it's just not where I feel most passionate. It's not where I feel I can provide the most service to you. And I really had to niche down. I found my niche in providing plus size style and fashion tips for mature women, because I think that there is a strong need for women like me out there. How did I feel about the video when I posted it? Boy, I was nervous. I was nervous, but I have a tendency of, when I get really anxious about something, I'll just throw it out there and then forget about it. I am decent at compartmentalizing like that. You know, it's like I put it out into the ether and then I was nervous about it for a little bit and then I just said, okay, done. On to the next. Then the next question that Nicole has for me is, if I could wear only one casual and one dress outfit any day, what would they be? So 2 outfits, 1 casual, 1 dress. I think that for my casual outfit, I would wear what I call my socially acceptable onesie. And that is my knit jumpsuit. I love that jumpsuit because it is very, very comfortable. It's so easy to put on. It's so easy to style. And it's looking a little tired though, but you know, that aside, it is actually a really great piece for me because I can wear it with anything and it's gonna look good. I can layer it and it feels really comfortable for me. The dressier piece that I would wear is this blue long sleeve dress that I have from Ralph Lauren, and it is my most favorite dress and my most versatile dress, I think, because it is a very classic and basic style that I either dress up or dress down depending on the situation. It has ruching on the side, ruching. It has kind of like almost like a faux wrap look to it, and it is really, really pretty. I love the shade of blue, and I love that I can wear it to work. I can wear it out, you know, to a wedding, to a party, doesn't matter. So those would be my 2 things. Now, I want to point out the common denominator between the 2, and that is that they are 100% basic. There's no pattern, there's no anything. The dress is a color, but it is a really nice dark blue color, so it kind of goes with everything. Always, always, always start with something very, very basic because you can do a multitude of things with them. Vicky, you have asked for a video talking about fabrics. I am very, very happy to do that for you. So it is noted, and I will get that up within the next few weeks. We've got quite a few here from Rosa, which is okay, not a problem. I love it that you have so many questions. So the first question that Rosa has is, if your weight fluctuates, what do you do with your clothes, whether they're too loose or too tight? So this was a very curious question, Rosa, because I realized something about myself when I was pondering this question. And what I realized is that when I lose weight, I get rid of the clothes right away. I don't like hanging on to clothes when I've lost weight because that just means I can fall back into them at some point. On the flip side, when the clothes get too tight, I hold on to them for dear life. I think it's because I have that mindset of, oh, I'm going to get back into them someday. I'm glad that you asked me this question because it did bring this to light for myself. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that are like me that do that. So I need to do a closet culling of all of the things that no longer fit, because honestly, I have put on a little bit of weight because of COVID. It's surprising how much weight you gain when you don't walk to the coffee machine at work, or you don't have to get up and walk and get some water for yourself. It's just right there. But isn't it interesting though, that when I lose weight, I get rid of it immediately. But when I gain weight, I hold on. I don't want to admit that I have gained weight and that I need to get new clothes. Just terrible. Right. Purchases that I regret. I don't know that I have. Well, actually, yes, I do have a purchase that I regret. I bought myself some YSL Tribute sandals, you know, those platform sandals that were really all the rage a few years ago. And I bought them in a bright blue. And while I enjoyed them quite a bit when I had them, now I look at them and I'm just all like, these aren't the best shoes for me. They're not the best shoes for my body type, for my leg. They don't suit me the way that I thought they did. Now, if I were wearing them under jeans, that would be completely different because nobody could see. But I always wore them with a dress or with a skirt. So that would have to be one of those purchases that I regret right now. But, you know, at the time they were super popular, and they're in a bright blue patent leather. What was I thinking? Do I wish I had more clothes, or do I feel like I have too much? I think I have too much. Like I said, I need to do a culling of my closet because I just have a lot of stuff in there that I don't wear, that doesn't fit, that just isn't suitable for me anymore. Otherwise, the stuff that I buy and that I haul here are all things that plug holes in my wardrobe. I have too many clothes in some areas and not enough clothes in other areas. Okay, so the next question is, how has your style changed from when you started your channel? So my style has changed significantly from when I started my channel. Having started out in beauty, what I wore wasn't really a big factor in my life, so I was very much wearing a uniform. So it was jeans, a shirt, and, you know, sometimes a pair of sneakers or casual shoes and my coat. And I wore just different variations of that every single day. Once I started getting into the fashion space, though, I started changing up what I wore, because I really love fashion. I do. But working in a very, very casual work environment, I don't have to dress up if I don't want to. And it's a slippery slope when you're in a situation like that, because then you can start to dress kind of really casually and not really caring. Where my problem was that I was getting really stagnant in my fashion and wasn't wearing what was most flattering for me. And I know that there are women out there like me who get really kind of stuck in their fashion and need a kind of a boost out of it. So that being said, my fashion has changed significantly to where now I understand a lot better what looks good on me and what looks good on others. Because I am in the fashion space, it's very important that if I'm going to be preaching this, I need to practice it. So that is, I guess, where the biggest change has happened. Do I get haters? I only get haters on one video that I've put out in my entire channel history. And that was my Juvelips demo and review. I get a lot of hate on that video, or at least I used to. and I will explain what I mean. I talk a lot in that video. I talk a lot and don't say a lot. I can understand why people get so irritated. They've left a lot of nasty messages about that, not to mention the fact that I've gotten a lot of commentary on that video around just the subject itself, and you know, how can you do that to yourself, or this device doesn't work and I found it for like $10 or whatever, and I get a lot of snarky comments for that. Otherwise, I get a lot of really lovely people commenting on my videos. I love all of you. I love answering the comments. I always feel bad if I miss one and I stumble on it, you know, a couple months later. I really enjoy talking with you guys, and you all are so wonderful and so kind and so encouraging. Oh, and the reason that I don't get as much hate on that video as I used to is because I went in and via YouTube, you have the ability to edit a video. It's hard and it's not clean. It's not as clean of an edit that as I get in Final Cut Pro, which is the editing software that I use. But it was enough to bring the video down from, I think a video was like 18 minutes long, and now I cut it down to about maybe 7 or 8 minutes. That has really helped in cutting back on the hate comments. Next question is, why did I move to the Pacific Northwest, and would I move again? I moved to the Pacific Northwest because I got really sick and tired of the Texas heat. I lived in Central Texas. I was actually in Austin. I was doing real estate, and our broker made us dress in full business attire, so suits. It was in August. I had lunch with some colleagues. We were climbing into her leather-clad Cadillac, and the temperature gauge read 105. I was sweating bullets, and I remember turning around, looking at my colleagues and saying, I am moving. I can't handle this heat anymore. My sister was already up here in Seattle for work, and so I had visited her a couple of times, and I decided that I wanted to come up here to be closer to her and to enjoy the beautiful weather here in the Pacific Northwest. One of the lovely things about being in the Pacific Northwest is that I actually get to experience the seasons, which my very first year here, my mind was blown. I had never ever in my life experienced an actual true fall or an actual true spring. You get a riot of color, and so I love being up here. Now, that said, I am planning on moving whenever I retire. Don't know when that is. That's several years down the road, but I am going to move back to Texas. I'm probably going to move back to maybe not Austin, but close to it, because I love Austin. Austin is a great city. If you ever have the chance to visit Texas, or if you're reluctant to visit Texas, you should visit Austin, because Austin is different from everything else that you encounter in Texas. What does my significant other think about my channel? Neither here nor there. Really encouraging and very much supportive of what I'm doing, but doesn't really get involved. Do I have kids? And if so, did that change my style? No, I do not have kids. I have cats. They're like kids to me. And they kind of do change my style a little bit, because I have to be mindful about what I get, because I have to ask myself, how much cat hair is going to stick to this and how hard is it going to be to get it off? Is there something that I wish that I could wear but can't because of my age, weight, or height? My age, no, not so much. Age is not really a factor for me as far as my style. I love my style because I feel that my style is very classic, and for me, classic style looks good at any age. As far as my weight, yes, I do wish that I could wear over-the-knee boots because I think they look so cute, but I do not like my legs, especially my knees, and an over-the-knee boot would only emphasize that. If you look at yourself and you're not happy with what you see, then it's something that you should definitely not wear. That being the case, I don't wear anything that emphasizes or shows off my knees and my legs. This has been a thing that I've had all my life. I've never been happy with them, and so I've always covered them up. Note that I always wear skirts that are a little bit on the longer side despite my height, and that's because I am camouflaging my knees and my legs. The one thing that I will say about my height, I wish that I could buy things off the rack without having to have things hemmed. Granted, it makes the clothes look more custom, but it's a little bit of an annoyance. There's not enough petite plus in the world today. Petites are unique. We're smaller in scale in a lot of different ways. It's awesome that you've got petites and straight sizes, but you hardly have anything in plus sizes that's in a petite. So anytime I stumble across something that's a plus petite, I'm super happy. How many pairs of shoes do I have? Too many to count. I have not counted them, and I did not count them for this video. I forgot. 12 that I have in this room right now. And then I probably have about another 30 pair in my closet, in my actual closet. So I have a lot of shoes. I need to cull them. The question from Rosa, this is her last question, is it seems that you love workwear as much as I do. Do you believe that with coronavirus and stay at home, this will end workwear or getting dressed for work? I feel no one gets dressed anymore, in her opinion. I would agree. I think a lot of employers realize, at least I would think this as a CEO of a company, is that there is no need for office anymore. As far as what that means for getting dressed, yeah, and that's kind of sad. I know that a lot of retailers are shifting to more loungewear, and I'm curious to see what Fashion Week is going to be putting out in the next year or so as far as attire, because a lot of us are going to be working from home for the foreseeable future, and I think that maybe some companies will go to working from home permanently. So there's not going to be as many people in the office even after all of this is done. Finally, time for the small life update. Apparently I talked so much that I killed my camera. I was not able to give you my life update. My camera said it was recording and everything, but it didn't record it or corrupted the file. I don't know. But anywho, I wanted to give you my life update. Let me start out by saying that COVID has been a very, very interesting time for all of us. A lot of us have had extra time on our hands, and some of us are doing a lot of deep reflection. And I was one of those people who really took the time to think about what it was that I was doing, where I was in my life, and what I wanted to do for the next several years. And my passion is helping women through style, and that's one of the reasons that I made the shift to style on my channel and really have aligned with my passion where that is concerned. And I have decided that I want to make this a full-time profession. So I know you had asked if I was a full-time influencer. No, I'm not, but I am currently in the middle of taking personal stylist courses. That's really the direction that I want to go. I want to provide style content here on my channel to you guys from a place of expertise, but I also want to be able to offer services to women who are interested and who want to elevate themselves through style. So I am in the middle of taking the coursework, halfway through, and I'll be finished by the end of the year, maybe a little bit sooner. Then I think 2021 is going to be an amazing year because I am going to be expanding the services that I provide, not just here on my channel, but outside of my channel, to help women with style, because I find it incredibly rewarding and it really makes me feel good that I am able to offer service here on my channel, especially when I get comments that I have inspired you in some way or helped you in some way. That really, really makes me feel so good. To be able to do that on a regular basis is something that I want to do, and I have come into alignment with what I was put here, I think, on this earth to do. I've always had an interest in fashion my entire life. I understand the full impact that your style can have on how you are perceived by others, but more importantly, how you perceive yourself. Just a quick story about myself when I was in my early 30s. I worked in an incredibly casual work environment. There was really no dress code. And as a matter of fact, it was in a university dormitory, and it was in food service, but I was in the offices downstairs doing administrative work. But I was wearing clothes that were way too big for me and really had no style whatsoever. I was completely hiding myself behind my clothes. And then one day I woke up and realized I don't know, a light bulb went off in my head that, you know, you're not dressing to your fullest potential. And growing up, my mom was my stylist. She was a seamstress, and she would make me clothes, or she would alter clothes for me and always dress me in such a nice way. I loved my mom, and I loved how she dressed me. She had impeccable style, and that's where I learned a lot of what I know. I used to dress really well when I was younger, but as I got older, I lost that. And in my 30s, I realized, you know what? I need to really get back to dressing nicely, dressing better, dressing myself like I care about myself. I was not making a whole lot of money, so I ended up asking for gift cards for Christmas because we had a Christmas break since I was at a university. I had time off, and I went and I bought myself an entirely new wardrobe and came back in January dressing myself in clothes that fit, in clothes that looked professional, that were very stylish, but suited the job that I was in. And it was amazing, the transformation from the people around me, because I changed how I look. People congratulated me for losing weight. I hadn't lost any weight at all. I just wore clothes that fit. I got a lot more respect from my peers, from my manager, from the staff that I oversaw. It was just incredible, and it dawned on me the power of style, and the power that how you dress yourself, what that power has on not just on others but on yourself. That was a really good lesson, a critical lesson. Fast forward 20 years and here I am talking about style and fashion on my channel and helping you wonderful, beautiful women out with style. And I want to continue that, but I want to do it from a place of expertise. And so that's why I'm taking the stylist course, so that I can do that for you guys and bring you much better and richer content here on my channel, free content, but also expand into other things. You'll be getting announcements from me as time passes on what I plan on doing with this new knowledge that I have. But for the time being, I just wanted to let you know that that is what is going on. And if you haven't noticed, there's been a little bit of a drop off in my channel. I'm trying to keep up the best that I can, but it's kind of tough because I've got coursework, I have a full-time job, and YouTube is almost a full-time job in itself. So as I work through this and as I develop what it is that I want to do in 2021, my consistency might suffer a little bit, but it'll be worth it, I think, in the end. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that is happening. Let me know what you're thinking about it in the comments. I would love to hear from you about that. So I will have a video for you right here in case you are interested in watching more of my content. Thank you, as always, so very much from the bottom of my heart for hanging in, for watching, for commenting, for being my friends. And yeah, I will talk with you in my next upload. Remember to live your life filled with confidence, grace, and style. Bye.